Hello everyone, welcome all of you to the lesson today. Today we are going to learn Unit 11, Traveling Around Vietnam. And Lesson 1, Listen and Read. Okay, before going to the new lesson, can you please name some famous places in Vietnam? Okay, we can have the Temperature of Literature or Hạ Long Bay or Ngõ Môn Gate or Nhà Rồng Harbor. And with those places, we have an activity to get started. So look at those pictures and match the places of interest in Vietnam with their names. Now, let's check the answer. Yeah, this is the gateway to the ancient capital of Huế. So it is Ngõ Môn Gate. The second one is the place where Uncle Ho went to find ways to save the country. Yeah, it's very easy, right? I'm sure everybody knows that. Nhà Rồng Harbor. Next, this is the first university of Vietnam. It has a long history. So, the Temperature of Literature. And the last one, a very beautiful bay of Vietnam, very famous. Yeah, Hạ Long Bay. Okay, and now we continue with section Listen and Read. And this is a conversation in which Hoa meets Tim at the airport, and Tim introduces his family to Hoa. And you can see it in your textbook. And now I want to introduce to you some new words. This is a crop, yeah, which is the amount of grain, fruit, etc. that is ground in one season. And here is the plant, yeah, which is called corn. And the last one is sugarcane. We all know sugarcane juice, right? Delicious, okay. And in this lesson, yeah, you have to remember the structure of requests with might. For example, would you mind opening the window? Would you mind if I took a photo? And do you mind if I take a photo? So from those examples, we can draw the conclusion of the form of this structure. So would you mind or do you mind? Plus verb in. Would you mind if if subject plus past simple tense verb. Do you mind if subject plus present simple? Okay, task 1A, listen and answer. So I will play the audio.
Traveling around Vietnam.
Listen and read.
Hoa meets Tim at the airport. Hoa, I'd like you to meet my parents and my sister, Shannon.
How do you do? Welcome to Vietnam.
Thank you. It's nice to meet you finally, Hoa.
Can I help you with your bags, Mrs. Jones?
Thank you. It's great to be in Vietnam.
Would you mind sitting in the front seat of the taxi, Mr. Jones? I'd like to sit with Tim and Shannon.
No problem. I prefer the front seat.
Are we far from Hanoi?
It's about a 40-minute drive from the city center.
Look, Shannon. I can see a boy riding a water buffalo.
Wow, this is very exciting. Are those rice paddies, Hoa?
Yes, and the crop over there is corn. On the left, you can see sugarcane.
Would you mind if I took a photo?
Not at all. I'll ask the driver to stop the car.
Okay, the first question, where are they going to travel? So, they are going to Hanoi. The second, what do they see along the road to Hanoi? They see a boy riding a water buffalo, rice paddies, corns, and sugarcane fields. Okay, task 1B, practice the dialogue in a group of 4. You can see the dialogue in your textbook or you can look at the screen and you can practice by yourself. Okay, so let's move on. Task 2, true or false. Check the boxes. Then correct the following sentences and write them in your exercise book, page 99. A. This is the first time Hoa has met Tim's family. B. Hoa helps Mrs. Jones with her luggage. C. The Jones family is traveling from the airport in a bus. D. Shannon has never seen rice buddies before. E. The car is traveling past farmland. And F. Only rice and corn are grown around Hanoi. So let's check the answer. A. True. Okay. B. True again. C. False. So why? It's not a bus. It's a taxi. Okay. D. True. E. True. And F. False. Oh, it's not only rice and corn. It should be rice, corn, and sugar canes. Okay, so we continue with test 3. Use the correct form of verbs in the brackets. The first question, would you mind if I opened this window? So we have would you mind if subject. We need a verb in simple past tense. Second, do you mind giving me some money? Yeah, do you mind? Plus verb in. The third question, would you mind moving your car? Yeah, the same with the second one. Number 4, would you mind if I sat here? And you can look back to question 1. Okay. The fifth question, do you mind if I turn off the TV? Yeah, you have do you mind and if subject plus verb in simple present. Okay. And the last question, do you mind carrying my luggage? Yeah, do you mind plus verb in. And now we comes into the discussion part. ILSW 8, Lesson 1, Theme 7, page 65. Yeah, you open your book, page 65, and you can practice by yourself, okay? And now we continue the lesson with the second part, speaking part. Here are some vocabulary. So look at the picture. This action is called take a photo. And with this verb, take, you have to pay attention to it because it's an irregular verb. So the form of it should be take, took, and taken. The second verb is to might. Yeah, it's used to ask for permission to do something or to ask somebody in a polite way to do something. For example, do you mind if I open the window? Okay, next. The verb suggest. Yeah, with the second syllable is stressed. Okay, so it means to put forward an idea or a plan for other people to think about. Next, would rather. Yeah, rather. The word rather has the second syllables being stressed. Yeah, and would rather means would prefer. Yeah, they are the same. Vegetarian. It can be adjective or a noun. Yeah, and this word is quite hard to pronounce, right? So you have to pay attention that the third syllables is stressed. Yeah, vegetarian. And when it is a noun, it means a person who does not eat meat or fish. And when it is an adjective, it means no meat or fish. Yeah. Okay. Look at the stress. Now we continue with a model dialogue, and this is a conversation between two characters, Peter and Ming. So, do you mind carrying my bag? No, I don't mind. Do you mind if I take a photo of you? No, of course not. Would you mind if I borrowed your hat? I'm sorry, I can't. And in this dialogue, you have to remember the structures. The first one, do you mind verb in? Yeah, do you mind carrying my bag? Yeah. So, and the second structure, do you mind if I take a photo of you? Do you mind if subject plus verb in simple present? And would you mind if I borrowed your hat? So would you mind if subject verb to or verb ed? Yeah, it means verb in the simple past tense. So next, I want you to remember the usage of mind in requests. Yeah, do you mind closing the door? Would you mind opening the window? So the formula of this structure is do or would you mind plus verb in. And do you mind if I take a photo? Would you mind if I took a photo? Yeah, those sentences are different, so you have to remember that. Do you mind if I plus verb in present tense? But would you mind if you have to use the verb in the simple past? And I will introduce to you some ways to reply with this kind of questions. When you agree, you can say that no, I don't mind, or no, of course not, or not at all, please do, or you can say please go ahead as well. But if you disagree, you should say I'm sorry, I can't. I'm sorry, this is not possible. Or I'd prefer you didn't. I'd rather you didn't. Okay, move next. Task 1. Practice cues. Make requests and responses. With the structure do or would you mind plus verb in. Yeah, so look at the picture and the cues on the right side turn off and stereo. Yeah, and in this situation you agree. So the question is do or would you mind turning off the stereo? And when you agree, you say no, I don't mind. Next, you have to make a question with the structure do or would you mind if I. So the picture and the cues, yeah, sit down and you agree. So the question is, do you mind if I sit down? Please do. Yeah. Next, smoke and you disagree. So would you mind if I smoked? I'd prefer you didn't. Okay. Task 2. Discuss in your group. Yeah, so now you study online, so you don't have a group, so you can do it by yourself. Okay, so match the sentences in the column A, yeah, the column on the left, to the sentences in the column B on the right to make a suitable dialogue. So 1, C, yeah, I want to visit a museum. Would you mind helping me? Yes, except Monday. So number 2, where is it? It's near here. It's about 10-minute walk. So 2B. 3. Yeah, 3A. Is it open every day? Yes, except Monday. Oh, sorry. Number 1 should be C. So I want to visit a museum. Would you mind helping me? So you have to answer like, no, of course not. I suggest going to history museum. Yeah, museum. Okay, and the last question. Thank you very much. So you should reply like, you're welcome. Okay, next. Task 3. Work with a partner. One of you is student A and the other is student B. Look at the information about your role and use it to make requests and suggestions. Yeah, and if you don't have a partner, you can play 2 roles at the same time. Okay. So student A, you are a tourist on vacation in Ho Chi Minh City. You want to visit these places: a market, a zoo, a museum, and a restaurant for lunch. Ask the tourist information officer to suggest where you could go. Use the expressions in the box to help you. Okay, so I give you some useful expressions. Could you give me some information, please? Or you could say, could you mind if I ask you a question? And when you want to visit a market, you should say, I want to visit a market. Could you suggest one? Or do you mind suggesting one? And when you receive an answer of a very interesting place to visit, so you can reply, that sounds interesting. Okay. Or if you don't want to go to this place, you can say, no, I don't want to go there. And student B, you are a tourist information officer at Saigon Tourist. A tourist is going to ask you for help. You should make suggestions about which places to visit. The following information will help you. Here we have markets, restaurants, stamps and coins market, museums, zoo, and botanical garden. With the opening time, you can look at it and make your own dialogue. Okay. Next. Here we have some very useful vocabulary. And I think it's new and it's quite difficult, so I give you the meaning of it. The revolutionary is an adjective, and in Vietnamese, it is called tính chất cách mạng. And the second word is botanical. It's also an adjective, and it belongs to the studies of plant. Okay, thuộc về thực vật học. And again, some useful expressions. Do you mind if I suggest one? How about going to Saigon Market? Or I suggest going to Bến Thành Market. Okay. Again, the information of some places. Next, we move on to task 4. Complete the dialogue between a tourist, T, and a tourist information officer, O. Good morning, can I help you? Good morning, I want to go to a restaurant. Do you mind suggesting me one? No, of course not. I suggest going to Lucky's Ice Cream Cafe. No, I don't want to go there. How about good food Vietnamese restaurant? That sounds interesting. Thank you so much. You're welcome. Okay. Task 5. Discussion. Imagine your partner is a tourist on vacation in Vietnam, and he or she is going to ask you for help. You should make suggestions about which places to visit. This is not very difficult, quite simple, so you can do it by yourself. Okay. So let's move on. We continue the lesson with the reading part. Look at the places and tell the names. The picture on the screen, an easy one, right? It is the place where Uncle Ho went to foreign countries to find ways to save the country. So it's nothing else but Rome Harbor. Okay. The next one, colorful flowers. Okay, beautiful. Đà Lạt City. Okay, next. This is the imperial city of Huế. So it must be in Huế city. Okay. Wow, beautiful beaches. And in Vietnam, there's a place that is very famous for this one. So, Nha Trang. Okay. And in this picture, you see this cauliflower and paddy field. They are very special in the northwest of Vietnam. So this place is Sapa. And this one, really familiar and really famous. The place was recognized by UNESCO as World Natural Heritage. Ha Long Bay. Okay. So here's some new vocabulary. This picture, look at it. It is Oceanic Institute, and you can find it in Nha Trang. And in Vietnamese, we call it Viện Hải Dương học. Okay. And this one is offshore Iceland. Offshore means existing in the sea and not far from the land. So offshore island is the island, exists in the sea and not far from the land. Okay. And this one, waterfall, easy, so skip it. Yeah, I'm not gonna explain anymore. Okay, tribe. Tribe is a group of people of the same race with the same customs, language, religion, etc., and they usually live in a particular area. And this is a mountain slope. You look at the arrow, yeah, here. This is the slope of the mountain, okay. And jungle stream, yeah, the stream running through the jungle. And limestone, a kind of material. Okay. The last one, accommodation is where you can stay or live. So hotel or guest house can be accommodation. Okay, task 1. True or false? The first question, Nha Trang is a seaside resort. True. Number 2, Nha Trang is known as City of Eternal Spring. So true or false? The answer is false. Number 3, Sapa is a mountainous resort. True. 4, tourists can study tribes and climb mountains in Dalat. Okay, false again. 5, Hạ Long Bay is a World Heritage Site. Okay, easy. True. And the last one, in Hạ Long Bay, you can see magnificent caves. Too easy. So here with those 4 sentences, you can correct it by looking at the reading in your textbook because this is very easy. So I give it to you to do by yourself. Okay. Task 2. Check the topics. You can see it on exercise 1, page 104. Okay. So with Nha Trang City, the topics I mentioned are flights to Hanoi, hotels, local transport, and tourist attractions. And in Dalat, okay, hotels I mentioned local transport, railway, tourist attractions, and waterfalls. Okay, in Sapa, the topics mentioned are hotels again, local transport, mountain slopes, tourist attractions, and villages. And the last one, Hạ Long Bay. Caves are mentioned. Besides hotels, I mentioned too. Okay, local transport. We also have mini hotels, sand beaches, tourist attractions, and World Heritage. Now we continue with task 3A. Answer. Where should these people go? Check the process. Exercise 2, page 105. A. Where should Andrew go? Yeah, and here is the information of Andrew. He studies tribes around the world. He likes mountain climbing. So among those places, where should he go? Nha Trang, Đà Lạt, Sapa, Hạ Long Bay, or Nhà Rồng Harbor? And the answer is Sapa. Yeah, because Sapa is a mountainous area, remember? Okay. Next, B. Where should Mary go? Mary loves Vietnam and she wants to travel by train to see as much of the country as possible. She also wants to visit Oceanic Institute in Vietnam. So remember what I said before? You can find an Oceanic Institute in Nha Trang. So Nha Trang must be the answer. Okay. Next, where should John go? John is interested in the history of Vietnam. He wants to visit the places where President Ho Chi Minh left Vietnam in 1911. Easy. Everybody in Vietnam knows it. And the correct answer is Nhà Rồng Harbor. Yeah, it must be it. Where should Joanne go? Joanne likes swimming and sunbathing. She has been to Vietnam twice and she has visited Nha Trang already. Okay. Where has beaches for swimming and sunbathing? Yeah, Hạ Long Bay. Yeah, Nha Trang also has beautiful beaches, but in the Joanne's information, it mentioned that she has visited Nha Trang already, so Nha Trang should not be the correct answer. So it should be Hạ Long Bay. Okay. E. Where should Donna go? Donna is a florist. She has a flower shop in Los Angeles, and she is thinking of importing flowers from Vietnam. Okay, and Dalat is very famous for beautiful and colorful flowers. So Dalat is correct answer. Okay, we move on to task 3B. Complete the table. You can see the first column from the left. Okay, the name of those people: Andrew, Mary, John, Joanne, and Donna. And what you have to do is to fill in the blank of the place, the people want to visit, and the reason why. Okay, so Andrew should visit Sapa. Why? Because he studies tribal villages and he likes mountain climbing. And as I said before, Sapa is a mountainous area. And Mary should go to Nha Trang because she wants to visit an oceanic institute in Vietnam. John should go to Nha Rồng Harbor because he wants to visit the place where President Ho Chi Minh left Vietnam in 1911. And Joanne, Hạ Long Bay, why? Because she likes swimming and sunbathing and she has visited Nha Trang already. Okay, the last one, Donna. Yeah, Donna should go to Dalat because she is a florist and she is thinking of importing flowers from Vietnam. Okay. And now I want you to tell something about your favorite your favorite place in Vietnam. Okay, you can stand in front of the mirror and tell it. Yeah, it's a way to practice speaking English. Okay. And now we continue the lesson with language focus part. Okay. So in this lesson, in this new unit, the grammatical structures that you have to remember is first, present and past participles. Second, request with might. Yeah, remember the structure: would you might or do you might. So now we're going to detail with present and past participles. In Vietnamese, it is hiện tại phân từ. Present participle is hiện tại phân từ. Okay. So look at the picture and answer the question. Who is bà? Yeah, the boy reading a book is bà. So here, the boy is a noun. And reading a book is present participle, which is under the form of verb ing. And here, the present participle works as a modifier of a noun. It means that reading a book modifies the boy. So, what is present participle? First, it has a form of verb ing. Yeah, second, it's a phrase coming after and modifying the noun that precedes it. Remember, the noun that precedes it. And the last one is proactive. Yeah, or in other words, it has active meanings. Okay. And now let's practice. Task 1. Look at a picture. Look at a picture of people in the schoolyard at Quang Trung School. Say who each person is. Exercise 1, page 108. Okay. So the boy reading the book is bà. Yeah. we've already done it. Second, the man walking up the stairs is Mr. White. This man. Okay. Next, the woman carrying a handbag is Miss Lane. She is Miss Lane. Okay. The boy talking to Miss Lane is Nam. Nam is this boy. Number 5. The two girls playing chess are Nga and Hoa. Yeah, they are Nga and Hoa. And the last one, the girl carrying a briefcase is Lan. Who is carrying a briefcase? Yeah, here she is. Okay. And now we come into past participle. In Vietnamese, it is called quá khứ phân từ. So look at a picture and describe it. We have a sentence like, the old lamp made in China is $5. Okay, so the old lamp is a noun. Made in China is past participle. Yeah, it has a form of verb 3 or verb ed. And here, past participle modifies the noun. So in this sentence, made in China works as a modifier of the old lamp. So what is past participle? First, it has a form of verb 3 or verb ed. It means that it ends with verb 3 or verb ed. Second, it's a phrase coming after and modifying the noun that precedes it. Yeah, the noun has to come right before the past participle. Yeah, and the last one, it has a passive meaning. Okay, so practice. Task 2. Look at the stone. Describe the goods for sale. Use the past participle of the verbs in the box. Exercise 2, page 109. First, the box painted green is $1. This one is this box. Second, the truck recycled from tin cans is $2. Here is this truck. Number 3, the doll dressed in pink is $2. This one. Number 4, the toys kept in a cardboard are $10. Where? The toys. They are those toys. Okay. 5, the flowers wrapped in yellow paper is $1. Okay, here is the flowers. Now we come into request with might. So first, the structure, would you mind or do you mind plus verb in. So A, would you mind moving your car? No, of course not. So here is the structure of request with might. Would you mind plus verb in, or do you mind plus verb in? Yeah, they are the same. And how to reply with those requests? So when you agree, you can say not at all, no, of course not, or you can say no, I don't mind as well. Okay. And when you disagree, you can say I'm sorry, I can't. I'm sorry, that's not possible. Or I'm sorry, I can't. Yeah, so the purpose of this request is to require other people to do something in a very polite way. Practice. Task 3. Use the words to make and respond to request. A check means agree to the request. A cross means do not agree to the request. Exercise 3, page 109. A, we have already done it. So B, do you mind putting out your cigarette? No, I don't mind. C, would you mind getting me some coffee? I'm sorry, I'm too busy now. Yeah, you disagree. D, do you mind waiting me for a moment? I'm sorry, I'm late for school. So, another structure of the request with might, would you mind or do you mind if? Yeah, picture A. Do you mind if I sit here? Please do. Yeah, you agree. Picture B. Let's see. Would you mind if I smoked? I'd rather you didn't. Yeah, you disagree. You don't want the person that asks you to smoke. Okay. So remember the formula of this request. Would you mind if subject verb in simple past tense, and do you mind is a little bit different. Do you mind if subject verb simple present tense? Yeah, the verb in simple present tense. And to reply it, you can say, when you agree, it is not at all. No, of course not. No, I don't mind. That's okay. Or you can say, please do. You can also say, please go ahead. But when you disagree, you should say, I'd rather you didn't, or I'd prefer you didn't. Yeah, and this structure is used to ask for permission in a polite way. Okay? Practice, test for it. Look at the pictures, ask questions, and give suitable responses. Exercise 4, page 110. Okay, the pictures. See, do you mind if I make a phone call? Please do. Okay. The teacher agrees for the students to make a phone call. Would you mind if I turn down the cassette player? I'd prefer you didn't. Okay. Next. Would you mind if I turn on the air conditioner? I'd rather you didn't. F. Do you mind if I watch TV while having dinner? I'd prefer you didn't. Oh, yeah, it's all about the lesson today. And this is the homework. So you should do exercises in English exercise book. Yeah, đề cương Anh 8 học kỳ 2. Yeah, unit 11. And you should prepare unit 12 for the next lesson. Okay. And very thank you for your listening and your attention today. Bye bye. See you in the new lesson.